Hey guys, so it is Friday the 14th of May. I am officially 4 weeks out as of tomorrow. So, update on what happened last week. We went on a deload, had a bit of a refeed, and the result of that was weight came right down. I hit 51.9 kilos, so over 0.7 kilos down, I think, which was exactly what I wanted. Felt good, body thanked me for the rest. But then a few days after, sleep was absolutely shit. Like, sleep just wasn't happening, it wasn't a thing, and weight went right back up again, which is fine. We knew why. And then I actually got my cycle as well, so like bloating, weight went up, so we held off on the Monday, didn't make any changes. And then yesterday I had a Zoom call with Rob, and what we ended up doing was pulling food right down. So no more Biscoff crumpets, sadly, no more jam, and now on rest days my only carbs are 2 Weetabix, 1 mini wrap and some berries. So it's fairly hard now. I mean, about 1,500 calories on training days, maybe 1,300 on rest days. So we get into the grind. We decided to pull food instead of pulling cardio up, purely because my legs are shot. Like, I'm training legs 3 days a week, Stairmaster twice a day, 5 days a week, and they hurt. There's no two ways about it. It's getting hard now. Within 30 seconds of being on the Stairmaster, I'm in pain. It's not enjoyable anymore. There was some points a few weeks ago it was like weirdly enjoyable. Yeah, not anymore. That is gone. But weight's looking like it's shifting in the right direction. The look's coming. We're getting there slowly. So it will all be worth it. So today was actually a company day out, and instead of doing what I thought initially I probably would have done, which was excuse myself and not go, because obviously can't eat, can't drink, I went and sat at the restaurant, had a Diet Coke. Some of the guys got food, and I just ate my meal prep. I sat there, ate my chicken wrap. It was fine, it wasn't a problem. I planned ahead. I knew I was going to be up most of the day, so I took my food with me. And it was fine. They're all still enjoying themselves, carrying on. And I'm going home because I need to get the rest of my steps done. And I've got some food to eat. And I feel really tired. Like, tiredness is real now. My days are full on. I'm out the house from 5:30 in the morning till like 8:30 at night, and then I'm trying to sleep as soon as possible because I'm back up. So yeah, we've survived today. It's going to be a pretty chilled weekend, literally just training and eating, which is how I think it's going to be for the next few weekends and how I like it. So I'll show you a bit about what I've been up to today, and then I might pop in one of my training sessions this week as well, and I'll also be doing a bit of a Q&A in this session as well, answering any of your guys' questions about my prep and everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's just a quick rundown of how the week's been, and I'll see you shortly. is Saturday the 15th of May. I have had quite a productive morning. It's now like, what, 4:30 in the afternoon. Went, got some new tyres on my car because they were hella illegal. But let's not talk about that. Then I went and did my cardio. So did my fasted cardio, did some abs, and then was really hungry. So left posing till this afternoon session. So came home, ate, and then chilled out for a bit. And now I am going to head to the gym to train legs. So I am looking forward to that, although, to be honest, I feel tired. It's hit me like a train, carbs have been pulled right down, and I'm feeling pretty hungry, pretty deflated, but we're 4 weeks out today, so that's to be expected, to be honest. And another side effect I found of prep is that I get really, really distracted, and I'm like procrastinating going to the gym and stuff, not because I don't want to go, but like things distract me and things bother me, and then instead of just being like leave them till later, like I have this like urge to go and do them, like, but it's like before everything, even before eating earlier, I was just so distracted that I had to like tidy the full flat before I could eat, even though I came home from the gym because I was starving. I just find, yeah, I'm really ditzy, really scatty at the moment, and I think that's just how it's going to be for the next few weeks. But yes, I'm going to go train legs and do some posing, and then I'm going to come back, eat my last few meals, finish my last few check-ins of the day, and then relax and get another early night. I slept for 11.5 hours last night and felt amazing when I woke up. So I'm hoping for something similar again tonight. But yeah, I will catch up with you guys later. If someone wants to come and drag me out of my car right now and push me into the gym, it would be much appreciated. This is like an hour since I took the clip saying I was about to go to the gym, and I'm still not in the gym because prep. I just don't. It's not even that I don't want to. I just keep like getting distracted to like making Instagram stories, replying to messages, and I just need to not. And I know once I'm in there, I'll have an alright session, but this is what 4 weeks out feels like. Like last week, I was fine. This week, hit by a bus. So yeah, I'm gonna stop wasting more time by filming this clip and actually go to the gym now. See you guys shortly. Hey guys, I have just got back from the gym. It is 1:30, excuse the fact that I look like a mess. 40 minutes of cardio combined with rain on the way home was not the one. I actually had to pose like in the middle of the gym because the studio was closed, so that was a new one for me. Got some funny stares, but you know what? People are literally going to be judging me on stage, so if people want to judge me in the gym, they can go for it. I have just had a voice note from Rob to say that despite me losing 1.3 kilos in the last 6 days, he's going to take more food away. Yeah, so I'm about to eat all my carbs the rest of the day before he takes them away. No, I'm just kidding. That's fine. Changes need to be made. Got to push on. It's going to get hard over the next 4 weeks, but that's what I signed up for. That is prep. So can't complain. My favourite saying at the moment is one of Georgie Fitt's sayings, and it is, nobody cares, work harder. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to make my oats now. I'm actually going to film that because a few people have asked me how I do it and why I'm weird and why I put egg whites in oats. So I'm going to film that for you, show you guys that. And then I'm going to eat my pre-workout and I will be heading back to the gym to train upper today. My upper's in a good place. I'm really happy with how it's looking. So we just got to push now, get the legs to come in. So I will show you guys how I make my oats and then I'll catch up with you later. message from Rob. No more oats. So I'm going to show you guys how I make my oats, because you'll be able to enjoy them, even though I won't be able to. But not complaining. This is a choice. This is what we want to do. And if not having oats means I'm going to look mint on stage, then you can take all the oats, take all the food, and I'll be fine. So now on rest days, I've lost a mini wrap, so the only carbs I have now on my rest days are 2 Weetabix and some berries. And then training days, my Cocoa Pops have dropped, I've lost my oats, but the rest of it stayed the same. So it's not too bad. We're 3 weeks and 6 days out now, so it's expected to get hard from here on out. So I'm gonna finish showing you how I would have made my oats, and then I'm going to get ready and go to the gym. So I'm just sat on my lunch at work trying to distract myself from all the food everyone's eaten. So I thought I would answer a couple of the questions that I got on my Q&A that you guys sent through on Instagram. So thank you very much if you sent through a question. The first one was, what have I learned most from my prep? So I feel like prep has taught me a lot of things, but the main thing it's taught me is like how disciplined I can actually be as a person. Like, I like to use the word disciplined and not motivated, because they're two very different things. I am not motivated every day in any way, shape or form. Like, some days I do not want to get up, I do not want to go do my cardio. I would absolutely love to dive headfirst into a plate of brownies or whatever, but like, the level of discipline it's taught me, the ability to say no, to put everything else aside no matter how I'm feeling, go to the gym, get it all done, not eat what everyone else is eating, go out to a restaurant, sit there and just drink a water or a Diet Coke. It's taught me a lot, and I've been a lot more disciplined than I thought I would, and it's been a lot easier than I thought it would be in that respect. So that's probably the main thing that it's taught me about myself. I've also learned a lot from having my coach as well, so on a bit of a different side of thing. I've learned not to be afraid of food. I've learned I can eat loads. I don't need to be eating less than 1,000 calories to lose weight. I can be eating 2,500 calories and I won't balloon, and I'm not going to gain 10 kilos. So to me that's really important, I think. So that's one of the main takeaways that I've had from my whole coaching experience, being coached by Rob, is he's taught me a lot about that, and also the fact that scale weight doesn't matter. We've only dropped so far around 5 kilos from my heaviest throughout my prep, but the actual visual difference is crazy. So one of the other questions was, what do my parents make of like my, I guess you would say, extreme dieting and exercise regime? And to be honest, they've been pretty supportive. We don't really speak about it that much. It's something when I initially announced that I wanted to compete, they didn't really understand. They didn't understand what was going to happen. I think they thought I was going to get really huge. And when I explained, look, I'm going to be like less than 50 kilos stepping on stage, I'm actually going to be tiny, they understood a little bit more. And I think they're just really proud of how how disciplined I've been, and how I've stuck to everything despite being in a global pandemic. I actually moved home with them for 3 months whilst I was doing my coaching with Rob, pre-prep. I've done like 2 mini preps with them because we prepped and then went into off season. So they're very supportive. and they understand why I'm doing things, and they also understand that what I'm doing is extreme, yes, but it's not a long-term thing. I'm not going to be starving myself, eating 500 calories a day or anything for long term. I mean, that's not what I'm doing anyways, but that was an extreme example. But I'm not doing it long term, so they understand. And they've also seen me be extremely unhappy with my weight a few years ago and work extremely hard to get down to a weight where I was happy. I lost like 16 kilos in total, so I think they know this is just like another step for me, and it's also allowed me to produce my business, which they're really supportive of. And yeah, so they do understand, although I think the actual stepping on stage part, they aren't fully aware of what exactly it is, and they do find that a little bit strange. They always take the mickey out of me, saying I'm like Bambi on ice in my heels, because if you know me, I've never worn a pair of heels in my life. I literally wore trainers to prom, I wore heels to my graduation and literally took them off within half an hour. So it's a bit ironic that I'm getting on stage in a glittery bikini and heels, but yeah, they're really supportive and they do understand. Do I see myself competing in any other category other than bikini? I don't think so. I don't think my structure's suited to anything else. I would be a long way off. I absolutely love the figure look. Absolutely love it. However, I would have 3 or 4 years of hardcore training that I'd need to do in order to gain the muscle, and I feel like I've got a long way to go in bikini still. So I feel like bikini is definitely what I'll stick with. I would absolutely love to do wellness as well, but my legs just do not have the muscle. I can grow some quads, but I have a lacking glutes and hamstrings. I know that going into my show now. I know that my strong points are my back and my quads, and my weak points are definitely my glutes and hamstrings. So I'm going to take my off season this year to spend a lot of time focusing on growing those and growing my shoulders and just getting more of a IFBB suited bikini physique. And that kind of leads me into the fact that I do think I'll compete again. I will only be doing one show this season purely because of a new work opportunity, and I'll actually hopefully be moving out to Dubai in September, which is very exciting. But for now, that just means that it's only really suitable. I can only really put my all into this first competition. So after that, if I enjoy it, I mean, I haven't stepped on stage yet, I might hate it, but if I enjoy it, hopefully I'll do a couple of competitions next year, maybe out in Dubai, maybe back in this country, who knows, and we'll see where that takes us. Another one of the questions was, what is it mentally like knowing that calories are dropping and dropping quite rapidly and expenditure is increasing? So I think mentally you've got to just tell yourself that it'll be worth it in the end. Don't get me wrong, it's shit. I feel like shit. I feel like I haven't slept in about 2 weeks. My legs haven't stopped hurting in over 2 weeks. I am hungry. There's no denying it. It isn't easy, but if it was easy, everyone would do it. So it's one of those things where mentally I just keep telling myself like it's not long left, and that in the end it will all be so worth it. And it is literally just a mental battle more than a physical one, I'd say. Yes, physically I don't feel the best right now, but mentally I just can't let that affect my progress, and I know that it is short-term pain for a long-term gain. So it's something that I know I can do. And actually I was speaking to one of the girls who might be doing my show, and she unfortunately had a bit of a slip and ate off of her meal plan at the weekend and didn't stick to it, messaged her coach saying she was done, etc. And like the pain that I felt for her when she told me that, and like how upset I was for her for the fact that that had happened and she'd had that slip, just like solidified the fact that I cannot slip. Like that's not an option for me. Like I would never be able to forgive myself if that's something that I did. So I feel like mentally now that's made me feel even stronger towards the fact that it is just, now it's like 24 more days, and we've just got to push on and absolutely nail every aspect of it. So once you've grasped that and got into the mindset of this is it, like there isn't a plan B, there isn't another option, then it does get a little bit easier. But trust me, I would absolutely love to be eating whatever I want right now, but there's plenty of time for that once I've competed. So for now, laser focus, eyes on the prize, 100. Would I rather have more food or more cardio? So I'd actually rather have less food, so I'd rather my food dropped right down than have to do more cardio. I hate cardio. I get some sort of sick buzz out of the Stairmaster now, but if you told me I had to do 2-3 hours of cardio a day, that's just not for me. But right now my calories are fairly low, and although I am hungry, I'm managing quite well. I could easily let them drop a few more hundred and I would survive, so that would definitely be the way round that I would have it. What's been the hardest part of prep? So the hardest part of prep for me has probably been letting someone else have control over what I do. So I'm a complete control freak when it comes to my life. Like, I love to control everything, and stepping back and giving Rob the reins and saying, okay, you control what I do, when I do it, what I eat, what I train, how much cardio I do, how my body looks, has been really hard. And I'm still struggling with that now. Like, I'm still in the run up being like, I'm not lean enough, oh my god. And I know that if I was in charge of my own prep, I'd have destroyed myself, because I'd have been 46 kilos by now and still probably trying to get myself leaner. And that's why I think it's important to give someone else control and to have a coach who's extremely knowledgeable, knows what they're doing, and can pull back and say, we don't need to push yet. I was asking him to push for weeks and weeks and weeks, and he was always like, no, we're going to hold off, we don't need to push yet. And that was really hard for me, because mentally I was like, well, everybody else is pushing, why am I not pushing? Like, I'm not going to be ready in time if we don't push. And so to me, that's been like the hardest part, is just letting someone else take charge and having to rely on them and their decisions in order to basically produce the results. Like, I work my ass off, I eat exactly what I'm told, I do the cardio that I'm told to do, steps that I'm told to do, I train as hard as I can with the exercises that I've been given. But it's very much okay, I want to up cardio now because I want to see my weight drop, but Ross says no, or I say, can we decrease food? And Rob's like, no, we've got to hold it. So that's probably definitely been the hardest part for me, for sure, which might surprise some people, because they might think that, yeah, the low calories or the high cardio is the hard part. But for me, no, it's like the mentally giving someone else control of what I'm able to do has been really. The worst part about prep is not being able to train quite the way that I'd like to train. So at the moment, well, for the majority of my time I've been training under the eyes of Rob throughout my off season and then my prep, I've pretty much only been training shoulders, glutes and hamstrings. We did 2 back exercises every 10 days, fairly lightweight, just to keep that ticking over. Haven't trained arms, haven't trained chest, very few quad based exercises, and I feel like that's been the worst part for me, because I was very big on, I love to deadlift, I loved training back, that was my favourite thing to train, I enjoyed training arms, I enjoyed training my chest. So it was kind of just getting used to the fact that, okay, training that doesn't meet your goals right now, so you just don't train it. At the end of the day, there were other areas of my physique that I needed to train more, so we had to focus on those. And for me that was very hard, because it was training in a way that wasn't necessarily my favourite. I did not enjoy doing hip thrusts in every single leg session, because I didn't enjoy hip thrusts, but that's what I needed to do in order to grow, so that's what I did. And that's probably been the worst part for me. Don't get me wrong, the getting up at 5 a.m. and stuff isn't the best, but to be honest, I quite enjoy the routine, I quite enjoy the structure, I enjoy the discipline. I thrive off of that. I feel proud and I feel like I've accomplished lots in the day when I've got up at 5, been to the gym, done my cardio before I go to work, before I then get home, get changed, go straight to the gym, get home at 8:30, literally eat, sleep. Like, to me, having like a structured routine like that is such an accomplishment and something that I'm very proud of. So I feel like that's definitely been the worst part of prep for me. So what made me want to compete? I had already lost a considerable amount of weight. I followed a few people already on Instagram and I was like, okay, yeah, that looks like a challenge, that looks really, really tough. And then I started to follow more and more people, started to get more and more interested in it, and I was like, okay, I am in love with the way they look. And I spent ages watching people's stories, watching people's YouTube videos, watching what they did, how they did it, and I was like, I want to challenge myself. I want to see if I can give this a go, see if I've got what it takes to be good at this. And I'd followed Team LRF Rob for years before I decided, okay, this is definitely what I want to do. And one day I was in the gym and I was like, oh, this girl looks cool. I really like her physique, like she looks unreal, the way she's training looks really cool. And turns out she was a bikini competitor and I was like, yeah, sold. I was like, and then it was more kind of waiting until the time was right for me. So I needed to finish my masters, be in a position financially where I could afford to compete, because oh my god, you think it's expensive and then it's 10 times more expensive than you ever think it will be. Like, I'll probably do a breakdown of costs in the next video, but absolute crazy amount of money I've spent on prep. So I needed to make sure that financially I was in a position where I could afford to do that. And I also wanted to spend enough time building my own base of muscle before going to a coach and saying, okay, can I compete next year? Mainly because at the time, again, I couldn't afford to have done like a full year with a coach before wanted to compete, and I knew I wanted to compete this year because originally the plan was to go travelling in September, but obviously COVID has ruined that, so now I'm moving to Dubai instead. So every cloud has a silver lining. So the next question is, what am I most looking forward to after I've competed? There's a few things, mainly training hard, going back. I will go back to how I used to train. I will go back to a push-pull leg split for a while, and I want to get strong as fuck. That's the plan. I've got a couple of goals that I want to hit by the end of 2021, kind of strength-wise. So they are going to be my aim for a while. I think it's also quite a good aim for me to have because it would sort of distract me from my body composition and how that's kind of looking and my weight and stuff. As long as like I'm getting stronger and I'm not absolutely ballooning, then I think that will be good for me. Also, I'm looking forward to having a couple meals out. I literally haven't eaten out in a restaurant since October 2021, October 2020, and I literally ate out maybe twice since COVID was a thing. So I'm very excited to like be able to go out. There's some new restaurants that's opened up in Leeds, go try those and just relax a little bit, and also not be told what to do. That sounds really not negative, but that sounds bad saying I don't want to be told what to do, but I've been told what to do now for a very, very long time, for me anyways, and I'm looking forward just to not having to be accountable to anyone, just be accountable to myself. Don't get me wrong, I will still be checking in with myself, but I will be making my own decisions, and I feel like that's something for me that's really important that I need to be able to do, just to let myself relax a little bit and settle into my new job, move countries and everything else, and just take some time just to not have to train 6 days a week because someone's telling me I have to, and not eat these macros because someone's telling me to, and only have an off-plan meal on a Saturday because that's when my coach tells me I can, kind of thing. Like, it's been amazing throughout this process, and I will 100% go back to Rob when I want to compete again. and I'll probably go back once I've settled in to my new routine, new life, and do a lot of my off season with him and my prep. But I just need a couple months just to take control of my own actions and be accountable just to myself. So yeah, and the last question I'm going to do on this one is, what meal am I going to have post show? So I've actually ordered some cookie box company cookies, and that's run by a bodybuilder called Vicky. So I'm extremely excited to eat those. They've arrived already. They're in the freezer because I didn't want to risk not getting what I wanted, because she only releases them every Friday. So I was like, right, that's it. I'm going to order them, got them, secured them safely in the freezer. Haven't even sniffed them, like not tempted in the slightest. So that, and probably a pizza as well. Post show, I think that's the plan, go for pizza. And then I'll have a couple meals out and stuff. I'll probably let myself relax for a week or so, and then I'll try and get back onto some sort of macros. Nothing too strict, but just so I don't pile on 12 kilos straight after my show. She says that, and God knows what will happen, because I know post show is going to be hard, but that's the plan so far. So I've got a couple more questions, but I'm going to save those for next week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please hit like and subscribe, and I will see you all when I am 3 weeks out. That's terrifying. That's so scary, but thanks guys. Have a good week.